The NASCAR Cup Series race at Martinsville in October of 2025 turned out to be one of the most talked about events of the season. It was just pure chaos. When the checkered flag finally waved, William Byron took home the victory, and the spotlight was shared with another name for a completely different reason, Carson Hocevar. But how did a 22-year-old driver running for a mid-tier team manage to grab so much attention on one of the biggest stages of the playoffs? To understand why this race became such a flashpoint, it's necessary to look at the sequence of events that build up during those 500 laps. But for Carson Hocevar, who is just 22 years old, it seemed patience was not part of his race plan. Hocevar, driving the number 77 Spire Motorsports Chevrolet, became the center of attention early in the race when he spun out and caused the first caution of the afternoon on lap 216. At that point, the leaders, William Byron, Joey Logano, and Kyle Larson, had been battling in a tight top 10 pack. The sudden caution forced every crew chief to rethink pit strategies and tire choices. A single spin changed the rhythm of the race for more than 30 drivers, but that wasn't the end of it. Hocevar would go on to spin multiple times throughout the day, each time triggering new yellow flags and shaking up the race order. The second incident came during Stage 3, when Hocevar again lost control of his car and ended up in the wall. Over his team radio, he admitted that part of the problem was his own mistake. He had accidentally hit the kill switch on the front stretch while trying to recover, saying, "I had so much going on that I hit the switch." While that moment showed some honesty, it did little to cool his growing frustration with Daniel Suarez, who had earlier made contact with him. After their first run-in, Hocevar was heard over the radio shouting a clear and angry message: F him. It was the kind of raw emotional reaction that revealed just how heated things had become on track. The chaos peaked again with just 17 laps to go when Hocevar hit the outside wall in turn 4, bringing out yet another caution. It was his third major incident of the day, and this one had enormous consequences. The timing of that caution reshuffled the field, just as William Byron and Ryan Blaney were set to fight for the win. With fresh tires and a restart coming, Byron executed a perfect move and eventually sealed the victory, and even his team couldn't ignore that the race's closing moments had been shaped by Hocevar's repeated errors. What should have been a straightforward battle for the lead turned into a tense and unpredictable sprint because of the 22-year-old's crash. When the race ended, conversations quickly turned to Hocevar's future. Although he is under a multi-year contract with Spire Motorsports, his close connection to Hendrick Motorsports through their shared Chevrolet alliance means his reputation directly affects his long-term prospects. Many in the garage area believe he has the potential to drive for Hendrick in the future, and incidents like those at Martinsville have put that in question. His aggressive approach has often been compared to Dale Earnhardt's intimidator style, and unlike Earnhardt, who used calculated aggression, Hocevar's driving sometimes looks reckless. That difference matters in a sport where teamwork, respect, and consistency are vital. Jeff Gordon didn't hold back when he was asked about the situation. He was clearly frustrated with the chaos caused by Hocevar's car. His tone was partly sarcastic, but also revealed genuine concern about what those repeated mistakes meant for both Spire and Hendrick.
Byron had the race under control. Then the caution comes out for a Spire car getting into another Spire car. You guys have the Spire affiliation. Was there any thought of like, come on guys, let's keep it clean here?
You mean the third time the 77 was in an incident? I was thinking
Yes.
it, yes.
Yeah.
Was it more than 3? I don't know. I lost count. I'm just far enough removed. Rudy, I can't imagine what he's going through, right, in the crew chiefs. But for those of us that have been in these meetings, we're all thinking, wow, that Monday morning meeting is going to be a tough one over there at Spire because there's a lot of contact, not just with their current drivers, but with their future drivers too. So,
for a veteran like Gordon, who has seen both the triumphs and the pressures of NASCAR competition, it was an indirect way of saying that Hocevar needs to mature quickly. The sport has seen many talented young drivers rise fast, only to fade due to poor judgment on the track. Gordon's words carried weight, not only because of his role at Hendrick Motorsports, but also because his team had just seen William Byron drive one of the best races of his career. Gordon praised Byron's composure during the chaotic final laps, saying that he had the race of his career today, and that his calm yet aggressive driving showed how much he had matured as a competitor.
Listen, there was some contact, right, between Ryan and William. I think it was just really hard racing, and there was a gap there, and I'm proud as can be of William that he went for that gap. We talk about him maturing. It's not just him maturing, it's his aggressiveness too, his yearning for how bad he wants it, and I think that showed it right there, is that he that was his opportunity there, and he went for it. I mean, to me, William, I believe, had the race of his career today. I know it wasn't a Daytona 500, but to me, the way he handled himself and the way he approached it and raced today was just unbelievable.
While that hasn't settled, there's another guy stirring up strong opinions in the NASCAR world. With just one race left in the 2025 Cup Series season, the conversation around the playoff format has again become heated. Phoenix Raceway will host the final grand finale, and only 4 drivers remain in the fight for the championship. They are Denny Hamlin, Chase Briscoe, Kyle Larson, and William Byron. With 35 races already completed this season, the stage is set for what could be one of the most intense championship battles in recent history. However, even before the engines roar in Phoenix, debates have already begun over whether the current playoff system is fair. Former NASCAR driver and analyst Kenny Wallace has stepped in to defend the system, saying strongly that NASCAR didn't get this wrong. Kenny Wallace reacted after the Martinsville race, which officially decided the final 4 contenders. Many fans were critical, calling the playoff structure unfair or inconsistent. But Wallace took a very different point of view. He argued that people were overreacting to rare moments from previous seasons and that this year's championship lineup clearly shows the system can work as intended. He directly pointed out that the complaints about points in the playoff structure are misplaced and exaggerated. To understand Wallace's point, it's important to look at how NASCAR's playoff system works. Since 2014, NASCAR has used a playoff format that involves several elimination rounds. After the first 26 races of the season, the top 16 drivers qualify for the playoffs. From there, every 3 races, the lowest performing drivers are eliminated until only 4 remain to fight for the championship in the final race. While the system rewards wins and consistency, it also adds pressure because one bad race can end a driver's championship hopes. Fans have often criticized it, saying that one lucky win or a single race can unfairly change the outcome of the season. A big example of this criticism came in 2024 when Joey Logano of Team Penske won the championship despite what many called an average season. But Kenny Wallace believes the Logano case was a rare situation. In his own words, it was an anomaly.
Joey Logano getting into the championship round a year or 2 ago was an anomaly. It was just something that rarely happened in life. Alex Bowman was light at the scales 2 years ago, and that put Joey Logano in the race, put him in the championship round. That was an anomaly. That means that was weird, that was strange, that never happened. It happened one time. And you all lost your ever-living minds over it. And you bitched for years, plural. And in the end, what happened and what NASCAR design really did happen. We got 4 drivers going to Phoenix that are very worthy, and they are the right drivers. They are the winningest drivers. Denny Hamlin with 6 wins, William Byron with 3 wins, Kyle Larson with 3 wins, Chase Briscoe with 3 wins. So NASCAR did not get this wrong, and whoever wins.
Now, don't hesitate to comment down your thoughts. And while you're down there, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more upcoming episodes.